Hello and welcome to Diva TV. My name is John Duffy, and Levi is having a Mickey D's milkshake, or is it milkshake or Coke?
A Coke. A second.
Second Coke. So Levi's on loads of buzz from two Mickey D's Cokes. We're here today to talk about what went down in the week of women's wrestling, and also a little easy for me to say, fast lane preview and predictions. So first off, Levi, welcome back. How are you?
Good, because I've got a belly full of McDonald's.
Yeah, what did you
I'm
have?
ready to go.
What did
I have? Large fries and a bacon cheeseburger.
So this week we're going to talk about the return of Asuka, Charlotte's mysterious absence from Raw and the WrestleMania poster, Deonna Purrazzo defending the Knockouts Championship against Jazz, that main event of AEW Dynamite, Sasha Banks and Nia Jax, and also just also there was no Reginald, was there? No Reginald.
I know.
Reginald this week.
I kind of missed him.
I did.
After all my moaning about him.
I know. Yeah, we miss a bit of Reginald when absence makes the heart go stronger, as they say.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm just going to do some flips back in, but not in all the women's matches. Thank you, Reg.
So we'll just jump straight into it. So last week we spoke about Asuka's absence due to concussion, and then there was even talk that she might not even be cleared for time for WrestleMania. But all that was washed away when she came back and beat the shit out of Shayna Basler.
I was into that.
I thought it was fantastic. What a return! It was the fire.
Felt like old Asuka was back.
Exactly, it was old Asuka. Old Asuka was back. So Asuka and Shayna Baszler are really perfect opponents. I think they've both lost that kind of violent streak, that ass kicker streak that everyone kind of loved them for. And I think that a hopeful feud down the line is where we're going to end up. What do you think?
Yeah, because I remember, is it last summer? When Sasha won the belt, and then Shayna was like, "Oh, I want you to win it back because I want to face you," and then it just didn't happen, and I was really gutted because I was looking forward to it.
Yeah, that was where the kind of her and Nia Jax partnership started, wasn't it? Because they were both vying for Asuka's championship, and then do you remember Raw Underground?
Oh yeah.
They had like a little scrap on that, didn't she? And her and Baszler, and then they won the tag team championships and became bezies.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, thinking back to Raw Underground. That was like a fever dream.
It was like a very bizarre fever dream. Although I did like, there was a few good bits, I think like Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke could have.
Yeah, when they're just battering everyone.
Yeah.
Remember because like that was when the Iconics broke up. This is a weird tangent now. When the Iconics broke up, and then it hinted that Peyton was going to turn on Billy because she just threw Billy in and was just like watching him with Shane McMahon, like, ooh.
One of the funny, like the best for when like, and he's like, "What did you do that for?" And she was just like, it was like Raw Underground was like Shane McMahon's like perfect like Coke den, wasn't it? It was just like where he could
with them dancing girls, and then they vanished as well.
That was the last time we saw the kind of brutal ass kicker that was Shayna Baszler. It's been a while since we've seen it from Asuka, so it was a great welcome return. So where do you think it plays out? Do you think it? Because I actually thought it might lead to a match at Fastlane, which it hasn't. Do you think it?
I thought that might happen.
Yeah. Do you think?
Hopefully. Oh, I forgot to say. Hopefully, Shayna will be Asuka's WrestleMania opponent now, because that's still not been announced.
I'd be up. I'd be up for that. I'd be up for
I'd like to see that.
I'd be up for them too, just like absolutely kicking the shit out of each other for like 10, 12 minutes. That'll be awesome.
And I think I would like Shayna to win, even though I love them both. I think they're both ace, but Shayna would be such a good champion.
Well,
especially as Rhea Ripley's coming back, and then going to Shayna and Rhea. It's like, let's give it all to me now.
Yeah, because then that brings us to our next kind of topic was Charlotte's absence from Raw. Obviously everyone's put their conspiracy hats on, thinking that it came because of Andrade's release request and that being denied. But then also, she's been removed from the WrestleMania poster, as we spoke about earlier, and it's been Charlotte's just been
just like there.
So
it's just come back.
She's just come back. She hasn't really done anything. She won the tag team titles, but obviously the Lacey feud is getting called off.
Yeah, because that seemed to be like what was going to be the WrestleMania story, and then that's not happening.
Can you imagine Lacey Evans versus Charlotte for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania? Because
Rick coming shuffling in.
Oh man, tricky Ricky.
Yeah, because I already wanted to be in do some moves or something, but you couldn't get cleared. Yeah,
no, they were probably just like, yeah, Rick, yeah, we'll save that for later and then we'll come back. Yeah, it was they must have read it and gone, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll take that in consideration.
Just humoured him a bit. Yes, of course, Rick.
Yeah. Do you think there's anything more to the kind of? I kind of get the removal from the WrestleMania poster because she hasn't actually got a match. But from she's gone from declaring that she wants to fight Asuka to being not on the show.
It seems a bit fishy because then she was meant to be. It was all right reports and stuff that she was facing Asuka at WrestleMania, and then that's just died down, and then she's been removed from the poster. So they could be going down the Shayna route, but then there could be that Andrade stuff behind it, or it could just be they've changed their mind and it's a coincidence, but it all seemed a bit strange.
No, it was, it seemed to be quite, if it was a coincidence, it was
like a convenient coincidence.
Yeah, convenient. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for. So, I do think we're going to end up with Charlotte versus Asuka. I do think that they're just gonna they want Charlotte to be in that prominent position as we saw the way she was shoehorned into the Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey feud. I just think that's what's going to happen. Hopefully with Rhea Ripley finally making a debut.
Yeah,
next week.
They might drag that out a bit.
Flipping heck, that was like a month coming soon for a whole entire month. It was ridiculous. Slightly better from Raw Women's Division, but so this makes it the third pay-per-view, fourth if you count TLC as well. So it's the fourth pay-per-view, consecutive pay-per-view that there hasn't been a Raw Women's Championship match on, and it's just not good enough, is it?
Oh, it's they forgot that there's a Raw Women's Championship title. I just think it's Asuka's wearing the jazzy belt, but they forgot it's a championship one.
Exactly. It's so.
And I bet it's frustrating for the women on that roster. When Peyton done that big promo and stuff.
Oh, so you got that
there. Well, now what's going on?
There we go. So what did they do with Peyton Royce after that amazing promo? Not even on the fucking show. It's just ridiculous. It's inept at times. Their booking of the
women. And like that, everyone was getting behind her as well. And still nothing. What's going on?
So let's get rid of that and let's talk about something.
Feel very negative.
So we've got On Impact, we've got Deonna Purrazzo defending the Knockouts Championship against the legend, the wrestling legend that is Jazz, on free TV on Tuesday night. So Jazz has made a kind of epic return after retiring last year. I think she's done amazingly well in Impact so far. She had that great match with all the great tag team matches with Jordan Grace, and they had that great singles match with Jordan Grace, and now she's getting a shot at the title. How do you think that's going to play out, and how do you think that's going to go down?
I think Deonna's going to retain, but I think it is going to be a good match.
I think,
especially with Jazz coming back, like she's come back so strong as well. Because when she's saying she was like retired, and then she's just come back and she's
she retired last year.
Had a very short retirement and then come back, and she's been like really good.
No, she's been amazing. Because it was she got injured, and then obviously COVID happened, and she was like, right, I'll just call it a day. And it wasn't a retirement that her career deserves. So I think this is a really nice kind of swan song.
I don't blame her for coming back for like to show everyone what she can do a bit more. Because
exactly.
Yeah.
This match seems to be kind of Deonna Purrazzo's kind of like legend killer phase. Like she defeated ODB at the last pay-per-view, and then now she's on to Jazz. So I think it's just another great way of establishing Deonna Purrazzo as an amazing champion that she is. And she also said on an interview recently that she wants to be the first female to break through the forbidden door that AEW have opened.
Yeah.
So that being said, and a bit of put your fantasy booking hat on, who would you like to see Deonna Purrazzo like come turn up at AEW, or vice versa? But who would you like to see a kind of challenge first?
Well, I'd like to see like maybe her and Britt Baker after that match.
Defo.
I think I just want to see Britt Baker face everyone now.
That was fantastic, because obviously her and Deonna have got a bit of past, haven't they? They were meant to be NXT, and then they just kind of dropped that on NXT. They even had T-shirts made and everything. They just like dropped it completely, like a bad habit. But yeah, I'd love to see it kind of like champion v champion with her and Shayna. It gives Shayna something to do, which, you know, a week after the tournament is kind of back to watching television. Although she did have a white suit on, which I love. But so as you just mentioned it, that AEW main event, the first ever women's main event, the first ever women's like unsanctioned lights out match on AEW, and man, I've kind of like I wrote a piece on it. I wrote an ode to it because it was that good. So not only was it the first ever women's main event on AEW, it was the first unsanctioned lights out match, and boy, did they deliver.
Oh, I've watched it three times already.
Awesome.
I'm obsessed with it.
I watched it twice. Yeah.
I think I've not been like that with a match since Becky and Charlotte at Evolution.
Yeah,
that's the last time I've been like, oh, I need to go back and watch it again.
I've heard that comparison a lot, because it was groundbreaking, revolutionary, it was every accolade you could give it. It ticked that box. It was just phenomenal. I think we said last week it was a true main event. It was a main event that deserved to be in that spot, and man, it was just like I can't even give it enough praise.
Yeah. The only thing is that I wish it was a pay-per-view headline, because it could have easily headlined a pay-per-view.
Easily main evented a pay-per-view. Yeah, it was just that shot of like Baker just like grinning. I said, I was like, it was her Becky Lynch moment. It was her,
yeah,
when Becky Lynch was all busted open. It was her moment. People have, all the people that kind of talk negatively about like Britt Baker and even the AEW women's division. I think they've got to kind of take note and rewind what they say, because that was a star-making performance, a star-making match. And I'm talking about Britt Baker, but also Thunder Rosa had a lot to play as well. Like she's just so good. Do you think, because I thought it looked like Baker got like busted open the hard way, judging by the amount of blood,
Yeah, because I think, was it when she went on the ladder?
She drop kicked the ladder into her face.
Yeah,
what looked like it, because it was just the way it was like pissing out of her head. It was like it was gross. It was like, and you're a bit like, because we've not, what I mean, you just don't see that unless you watch like if you're a deathmatch fiend or someone who wants to watch like kind of GCW and stuff. You just don't see it on mainstream TV.
Yeah. And I think with some people as well, like who are a bit more like casual fans, like probably not used to seeing that as well in women's wrestling.
Exactly. It was that like the power bomb spot onto the thumbtacks.
And they were just like in her back for ages. I just wanted to like pull them out, making me feel a bit sick. It was so painful.
Yeah. It was fantastic, and I think they've been applauded for it, and rightfully so. And I think that the only thing now is the AEW need to keep up that momentum. They need to give Shida something to do. Like that match should have been for the title. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like if they're doing that without a title on the line, what could they do with one on the line?
Like, you know what I mean? I will say, the division doesn't have that much depth.
Yeah.
But then if you look at it, neither does WWE's, because they just use the same 4 fucking people every week.
Oh.
And even on NXT's got a great women's division, don't get me wrong, but it's been, again, it's like they've signed like Priscilla Kelly, who's like amazing.
Like Taya Valkyrie.
Exactly.
They've got her now.
They've got her in the PC. She's like a 20-year vet. She doesn't need.
She's like a legend. Like,
exactly.
She should be training everyone else.
Yeah. So I just hope that they keep. I hope that they can kind of keep that momentum. Baker should have had the championship. Now I know why they didn't give her the championship at the tournament, because they had that in their heads, which kudos to them, and again, just like a bravo.
Yeah, hopefully like they do more big things like that with the women's division now. There's all that momentum and that attention, because I don't think I've seen anyone talk about like across the full thing like about AEW that like highly for a long time. I'm not saying like they've done bad things recently or anything, they've not, but I think that's like got everyone's attention.
You're right. It was just, it's, you know what I mean? It's one of, people are already saying it's one of like kind of top 5 matches in kind of Dynamite history. And like that's one thing that like I think people are drawn to AEW Dynamites, because like they always have like a banger of a main event, and that was like an uber banger.
It's my favorite like Dynamite match I think I've seen.
Oh, by far. I was like, I mean, and I think again, as we, we're talking about like Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, Reba Rebel has got
She kept just jumping in and getting whacked with her own crutch and stuff.
When Britt Baker was all bleeding, and did you see it? She was like crying. She was like, "Oh no!" I was creased, and I loved the table spot and all that. I thought she played her part like perfect, and she was like wiping the blood with her white coat. It was cracking. It was just great stuff from start to finish. Like the match started with an air raid crash on the fucking ramp. Do you know what I mean? And then ended with like that table spot at the end. I did kind of go like,
oh, all I thought was just watching it like, I want to watch it again now after talking about.
Do you know what?
it.
I might go and watch it now.
I recorded it, so I like because I record it like AEW and then watch it. But I've kept my recording because I know I'm going to be rewatching that again.
Yeah, oh for sure, and it was a great show all round, I thought, anyway.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can keep it up. I think Tay Conti and Nia Jax have got a lot of work, some big shoes to fill to follow that up. Also, loved the shot of Cargill just chilling, watching it.
Yeah.
I
just think she's fab.
Get it that, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think it might have been the first AEW with 2 women's matches.
Yeah, I think.
Although it was a squash, you know what I mean.
I think it was. Oh, I'm sure it was. There was one the other week that had 2 women's matches, or 2 matches with women in them, because it was the one with Jade Cargill and Shaq.
You're right. Yeah.
I think
it was the Shaq
match,
isn't it? Yeah.
But that's the first one with 2 just women's matches, I think, because I really like mixed tag matches. Like mixed tag matches.
And I really like Danny Jordan as well. I think she's one to definitely look out for in the future. She's got a really good kind of Mean Girls character, and from what I've seen her on Dark and stuff, she's she can go. She's got all the attributes needed, character in ring.
Yeah.
So
I feel like they're getting to the point where they're finally like investing a bit more in the women's division.
Does seem it. Yeah, does seem it. So
2 years in, finally.
Yeah, I know. That's I got bored talking about AEW's women's division because it was that poorly.
Just do something.
Yeah. So moving on from that, and then to the last night's SmackDown. So we got to see Sasha Banks defend her title against Nia Jax, which, although you were like, no, they're not going to do it. There's still a way that they could, because WWE does what WWE does. I surprisingly thought it was a really good match.
Yeah, I think Sasha's good at making other people look good, which sounds like I'm being mean against Nia Jax a bit, but
well, no, like there was a few spots, and like she does that stretch muffler like smash into the, she swings them into the. And I was like, that's UK. Like, she's so reckless, man.
It always makes me cringe that when I'm always like, that's a bit when she does that.
Yeah, she's she's got a reputation, hasn't she? Because poor Kairi Sane probably retired because of Nia Jax.
She was just getting like knocked out every week.
Oh, well,
she'd come back, get battered by her, then be off for a month. That's no way to be.
I know. So there was a few spots when I was like, Jesus Christ, calm down.
There's always a few.
Yeah. But it was a good match, and then obviously we got to see some dissension between both teams. So we got to see dissension between Nia Jax and Shayna Basler, who cost of the match, and then we also got to see Bianca Belaire and Sasha Banks, and they were like she was like, I'm not coming out to help you. 5 minutes later, play my funky music, you know what I mean? I'm gonna come out. So what do you think? So obviously we'll use this to kind of go on to our preview and predictions for Fastlane. So how do you think?
For the one match at Fastlane.
I know, yeah. What do you think?
Well, 1.5, isn't it, really? But
yeah. So what do you think? What do you think? So it's not just dissension in one team now; it's dissension in two.
It's both, because it's been hinted out with Shayna and Nia for a bit. Because I think it's always been like she like Nia just Shayna's head in, doesn't she? Basically, like that when she made her go shopping with Reginald, and then
we
she
forgot.
saw us
I can't believe we forgot to speak about that last week. Like,
yeah,
that was so fucking good. Like,
Shayna just like
she was like that. Yeah, yeah. She's so good at that. Like, I don't give a fuck face. Like, so funny. Like, but
I think Shayna Basler's like pretty funny. Like, she's underrated for her comedy, like a comedic timing in her faces and stuff.
She's like low key great at playing like the the straight partner, isn't she? Yeah. So yeah, it's and then obviously later on in the program we got to see Bianca Belaire versus Shayna Basler. But that was but then they got battered by the new dominant power in the women's division, that is Natalya and Timmy. So they're putting a lot of emphasis behind this partnership.
Yeah,
I think
it's like they're building a big thing out of them being like legacy stars as well, aren't they? They can't really like build them saying, oh, they're like they've both got this big legacy behind them, and then have them get battered.
Exactly.
You have to like do something big with them too.
But again, it came at the expense of Bianca Belair, who should be getting built up to be like freaking Roman Reigns. Do you know what I mean? It's just not.
But then like every week something happens to her, and you're just like, oh, Bianca, come on.
Yeah, I think again, like we've said it before, WWE just getting their own way. Like, what? There's no need for Fastlane to be here whatsoever.
No, because I feel like it's just taking time away from WrestleMania, and then there's like 3 weeks to build to it.
But it's having an effect across the board. Not even like the women's division. It's, the Roman Reigns and Edge stuff and Daniel Bryan stuff. That's just like overly complicated and bizarre. And then like the out of nowhere they announced that Drew McIntyre will challenge Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but then he's facing Shayna. So then
exactly. So it's it's almost like they just don't give a shit.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
So it's sad on the day, like, right, this is going to happen now.
It's nuts. It's fucking nuts. So yeah, Fastlane. Who's winning? What's happening?
I think it's going to be Shania Payne.
Shania Payne, yes.
Yeah. And then it's just going to like go into those teams. It's like kicking off each other more. It's going to like set off Sasha and Bianca finally more. Finally.
Do you think who's walking out on who? I think there's going to be Banks is clearly getting established as the heel, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's doing.
I think it's going to be like Bianca's good at a little like ultimate, and then she does a little clap. So I think Bianca's going to do that, like walk off, and then as she's going, Sasha's going to like yank her by the hair and batter her or something. Like, no.
You know what? And that's what it should have been from the fucking start. Because again, if you look at it,
like in February, they could have started that without them having these weird tag matches and being mates and whatever they're doing. But they can build a women's feud without bringing the tag team titles into it. Oh, you used to be my friend and now you're not.
No, I know. It's just yeah. Like they did used to do it old school days, with like Undertaker and Stone Cold and like Triple H and the Undertaker and all that. But I just think that this is it's unnecessary and
it's like played out, isn't it? Like could do something different for once.
Yeah. So I'm with you. I think Shania Payne are retaining the titles, and I think that they're going to go on to defend them and lose them.
Yeah, I think about Natalya and Tamina.
What could they be called? What's a good name?
Oh,
Tanalia? No, that's shit.
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to have a think about that one.
No. Heartbreak? No. Anyway, we'll leave that to the WWE marketing team.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it'll be like Talia or Antonina. They won't think of any.
You get the
Just
epic.
put an and.
Yeah. So yeah, that kind of.
Oh, I've just thought of a name. I'll just call them like the Legacy or something. The Legacy. Don't know what that voice was.
It was good. It was like a film trailer. They've used Legacy, haven't they? With when it was Ted DiBiase Jr., Cody Rhodes, and Randy Orton. Yeah. Oh, we've also hold my horses. Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's gonna be a weird one.
I want to see. They won't, but I want to see them fight for a bit, for a little bit. You know what I mean? I want to see Alexa Bliss jump on him on his back, like Chucky off Child's Play, like. And you're like, KOs or something, and then all the lights go off. But yeah, it's gonna be a film thing, and
yeah, I think it's just gonna be like more of a vehicle to get the Fiend back in.
Yeah. Well, that's what Alexa Bliss has been, hasn't it, for a while? And like I think, I don't know, I might be in the minority here, but I enjoyed their like her and Asuka's mini feud, and I thought that had a lot more legs.
They could have gone somewhere with that, but
I thought
they didn't.
Again. So, yeah. But so I don't think there's going to be any winner. I don't think there's going to be a match per se. I just think there's going to be a lot of spooky shenanigans. How much black vomit are we going to see, do you think?
Oh, the ring's going to be covered in it. It's going to be on everyone's head. It's going to be up the Thunderdome. Just black goo everywhere.
It should all ooze out of the TV screens, like on like the ring or something. That'd be amazing.
I just went to Goosebumps over the ring.
Goosebumps?
Yeah, when it all like the gooey telly at the start.
I like that. I think of like Japanese horror movies, and you're like Goose. What was his
TV
name?
show.
R.R. Stein, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was scared of it.
Goosebumps was fucking great. Yeah. So before we go off on a Goosebumps tangent, we'll bring the video to a close. So we're both in unison that Shania Payne will retain at Fastlane. That's my my beat poetry for the evening. And then we're going to get some spooky shenanigans, aren't we?
Yeah. Ooh, spooky.
Ooh, that was my spooky hand. So, and then the next big thing is that horrendous week of the WrestleMania week. So where we're going to get zero sleep.
Yes, it's takeover. 2-night takeover.
Stand and deliver.
Oh yeah, Io Shirai. They announced that today. Io Shirai's facing Raquel.
Yeah, that's gonna
which we all knew that were coming.
I think
it's headlining as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna foreshadow our preview and predictions for that. She's losing it.
Yeah,
I think.
And I didn't notice until I saw the announcement. Raquel Gonzalez has got a new nickname.
Has she?
Big Mama Cool, which I thought was hilarious.
Oh, like Big Daddy Cool. Big Mama Cool.
Big Mama Cool. I'm
going to say something controversial though. I think that Kevin Nash has better hair than Raquel Gonzalez.
Yeah.
He had that like.
She's got nice hair, but it's not got the pizzazz.
Yeah. He hasn't got the Timotei.
Yeah.
He hasn't been getting his fruct. She hasn't been using the fructis that Kevin Nash used. So. So yeah, that's it. That'll bring us that'll bring a close to the video. So until next week, when we talk about what went down in the world of women's wrestling, we shall bid you farewell. So until then, stay cool, stay safe, and look after each other. Bye.
Bye.